South Dakota have already banned
Kentucky, Louisiana, and South Dakota.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's moving very fast, huh?
Wait for abortion, and just trying to stay hopeful.
Are you watching the states that have trigger bans that'll automatically? This decision is a seismic shift in how we understand, or how SCOTUS has understood the Constitution. Basically, the opinion says we only recognize rights that were recognized in the 18th and 19th centuries. So this is a very, very scary moment for this country. The Constitution has traditionally protected the vulnerable parts of this democracy. And today, the Supreme Court has said that protection does not extend to bodily autonomy, and especially not for women, girls, and pregnant people. And that's a big change. Clarence Thomas makes a statement that really makes it clear that this is not the end, that they will in fact begin to question all of the decisions that are kind of based on this right to privacy that is emanating from different parts of the Constitution. So I think contraception, I think certainly gay marriage and protections for same-sex relationship, all of these cases are now at risk based on what Justice Thomas wrote. Justice Alito is saying that everything that the Constitution protects has to be embedded in the original thinkers' minds, has to have been thought of at the time the Constitution was created. This flies in the face of everything we understand about the evolution of constitutional law. If the composition of the court changes again so that we have more justices who respect the right to bodily autonomy and see this as a constitutionally protected area, this decision, of course, could change. They have now basically said you can throw out any precedent. So I say if we get two justices who actually are interested in justice around bodily autonomy and pregnancy, then yes, of course, this can be revisited. Those who oppose abortion were very, very smart. They understood that to win, they needed to infiltrate the election process. They needed to infiltrate the judges, the judicial appointment process. They needed to infiltrate campaign finance. They have done that extremely effectively in state after state and at the federal level. I think we have learned a very hard lesson. Those of us who care about health care as a human right now understand that we have got to pay attention to voting and elections and the judges and all of this is relevant. Technically, it means nothing as of yet. The decision doesn't talk about the morning after pill, but the state actors who are wanting to restrict all aspects of bodily autonomy are already trying to introduce provisions about the morning after pill. But this Supreme Court decision does not touch the legality of the morning after pill. The maternal mortality rate in this country is way higher for Black women and women of color generally. The access to contraception, access to sexual and reproductive health is way worse for communities of color in this country. So we can expect very clear, disparate outcomes for pregnant people of color in this country. We know that unsafe abortion is one of the leading causes of maternal mortality in the world. The United States will now join that trend. There's predictions that maternal mortality based on unsafe abortion will increase by 21% in this country, 33% for Black women. We also know that the criminalization provisions have historically always disproportionately affected women of color, and so we can expect to see that trend as well. Ironically, the state of Mississippi, which brought the case, has one of the worst records in the country. They have the highest rate of infant mortality. They have one of the highest rates of maternal mortality. So the idea that this is in some way preserving life is actually contradicted by the facts.